Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. We wanted to provide some of the reporters in the room with an opportunity to ask some questions. As you can see, we've brought up the full team to explain the intricacies of the rollout today and Trump accounts. So first, Nick Gilbertson with Breitbart.
Mr. Secretary, a question for you. Can you explain the importance of fostering financial literacy among the next generation of America?
Yes, financial literacy has long been one of my passions, dating back for more than a decade when I was in the private sector. And I believe, I grew up in a small town in South Carolina, in Little River, South Carolina. We didn't know anything about Wall Street. We just knew something bad happened in 1929. And I think the idea of financial literacy, knowing how to manage your money, how to manage your finances, is something that's gotten lost to Americans, whether it's children, the 20-somethings, or even many adults. And I think that this is going to provide, as I said earlier, this live action, being able to check your account every day, is going to re-engage Americans in this. We're going to reach out. Many banks, as part of their Community Reinvestment Act educations, we're going to reach out to all the banks to give seminars. So I think that this really is going to be transformative for the American people, making them much better consumers of financial products and understanding how they can optimize their financial health.
Ed Lawrence with Fox Business.
Thank you. And again, I think for you, Mr. Secretary, kids can access these accounts at 18 years old. Stop an inflation push 18 years from now, where kids just clean out the accounts and start spending. Also, if I could, economic poll numbers have been slipping for the president. What do you know that maybe Americans aren't seeing?
So, couple of things. I'm optimistic that the 18-year-olds will roll them into retirement accounts, so that there will be that. And again, I would expect that a large amount of this could be used towards, as I said earlier, to begin the American dream. And it's going to be staggered. So it's going to be staggered, and it will be for a home purchase, for an auto purchase, for education. I don't think educational inflation can go any higher. I am very optimistic about 2026. As wearing my other hat as the acting IRS commissioner, I could see what has happened with President meeting his campaign promises and no tax on tips, overtime, Social Security, deductibility of American-made autos. Because the One Big Beautiful Bill was passed on July 4th, it was retroactive to the beginning of the year, Americans have not changed their withholdings. So my estimate, and I do have inside information, that we could see between 100 and 150 billion of refunds going primarily to working families. Those families, those individuals will change their withholdings, so they'll actually get a bump up in their take-home pay. So we'll see both. We'll see substantial refunds, bumps up in the take-home pay. We've seen 15% CapEx growth this year. Historically, CapEx growth translates into job growth. And I think as I said, I think 2 days ago, we have spent 2025 setting the table, and now it's time for the banquet.
Eleanor Mueller, Semaphore.
Mr. Secretary, thank you for having this event. There's been a lot of debate on the Hill this week over whether or not another reconciliation package is feasible for the Republican Party. Do you see a path forward this Congress? And if so, what would you prioritize for its inclusion?
Yeah, I think we're going to stick to the accounts today. Okay.
James Blady, Financial Times.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. The president in late November said that he knew who his pick was for Fed chair, but since he has continued to interview other candidates, there has been some concern in financial markets and among investors about the credibility of Kevin Hassett, the front runner to do the job. Do you share those concerns, and is the president worried about that as well?
We're trying to keep this on Trump accounts. I think any concern on Director Hassett is absurd. He is an eminently qualified PhD economist with views of his own, and he, along with the others, would make a very good Fed chair. And maybe he was referring to maybe I was his pick, but I was unavailable.
Eamon Javers with CNBC.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. On the Trump accounts, real quick, you mentioned Ray Dalio's contribution here. Do you have an estimated dollar amount for what that will amount to?
We don't yet. My guess, Ray and Barbara Dalio's, I think it'll be about $100 million for the state of Connecticut is my guess, but I haven't seen the exact numbers.
And on tariffs, if I could, obviously some of your key tariffs this year are being challenged at the Supreme Court. Is the Treasury Department prepared to commit to American companies that have paid those tariffs this year that they will get refunds if Treasury loses at court?
Well, first of all, Eamon, it won't be Treasury losing, it will be the American people losing. And this is a national security issue, and I think we're going to wait and see. My guess is the Supreme Court ruling, whichever way it goes, will be extremely nuanced.
And Christian Daytalk.
Thank you, everyone, for doing this event. Christian Daytalk with the Washington Examiner. Just for your record, Mr. Secretary, Ray Dalio tweeted he will be contributing around $75 million. Going to go pumping for more money? Is that too low?
I read Bridgewater's having a good year, so.
And then on the accounts themselves, is the administration considering a push from Democratic lawmakers to expand the federal contribution specifically for families who won't be able to maximize their own annual contributions?
Well, I find it rich that Democratic lawmakers who had the trifecta never did this. So why don't they let us get them up and running? We got 4 years, and then we'll see where it goes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us here today. We really appreciate everyone hanging out, and thank you for all of our speakers. Have a nice day.